portal from the other side, and the interdimensional beings choose this podcast to channel energy from the other side, David. If I can just make you cough and get sick by speaking of sickness,
You,
clearly a sign from above, David. This is a divine.
I was just coughing.
Mm.
It was just coughing, right? I don't think it's
David.
proof of. I don't think it's proof of
Say
portals
what
or
thou wilt.
interdimensional aliens.
Look, if you believe in aliens, surely you would believe that the aliens would be listening, David, to us out of all people, not Joe Rogan, not Call Her Daddy, not Chris Williamson, not Jocko, not Tucker.
I could see aliens being interested in Rogan.
Yo, imagine the one alien that hates Rogan. Like, man, I just don't. The guy, like, he acts like we're so friendly. You know, I'm
They
just
are
sick and
friendly. They're
tired. He
definitely friendly.
doesn't
They're
take us serious.
100%. They have to. They're absolutely friendly.
You're telling me there's no martial arts in Alien? No,
Martial
go,
arts.
go Martian.
Some of them.
Oh my God, Joe Rogan and Dana White, the Martian arts, mixed Martian arts, dude.
I think they would be like anything, Ryan. Like some humans are friendly and some are dickheads.
Okay,
I
so on
suspect
a balance
aliens
of
would be the same.
probability,
Some animals are really nice. Like you can pet
David,
some animals, and some animals
some
bite your hand.
some would say that you're only nice because of Jesus and Western theology. So am I supposed to believe that there's an alien Jesus
Yeah,
for resurrection that has led a moral compass?
I will say, I think if you look across the board at averages, the average Christian is probably a very nice person, I would say.
We're more forgiving than other people, probably.
But there also
I mean,
is
we let
absolutely a
pedophiles run the
large.
country, so clearly.
There's definitely a large contingency of non-religious but still nice people.
But are you nice because the culture that you inherited was nice by morality? And also,
You're probably just nice. I don't know.
are you actually nice, or you're just scared of the consequences of not being nice?
Well, could you make that claim?
This is the
I think you can make
99.9%
that
of us
claim
would
for the
be nuts who
Christians
can.
almost more, right? Because like, what's the consequence of not being nice as a Christian? It's like the ultimate. It's like a way worse consequence as someone who doesn't believe. Like the average person, the average atheist, right? If they're not nice, okay, they break the law, they go to jail, right? It's like, okay, jail kind of sucks. The average Christian believes when they're not nice, right, or sin, they go to hell for eternity and burn forever. Like that sounds way worse. Like there's way more incentive to be nice as a Christian, I think. Maybe that's what drives it. Maybe the driving force is not to go to heaven, it's just to not burn for eternity.
You know, David, I'm not a theologian of Christianity, but I think you're underselling like the whole point of Christianity. It's not you are a good person, you go to heaven, or if you're a bad
No,
person, you burn in hell.
I
We're
very
all,
simplified it.
David, we're all bad people, and we all are sinners naturally. We are beasts by nature, and you are cleansed by the Christ of,
Well, we're
the blood.
forgiven for our sins, so we might as well sin. I've heard this statement before.
Well, Alan Watts would say that, and then he fucking became an alcoholic and a womanizer, my type of man.
What a fucking legend.
What a legend. Naturally, that's what you do with power. You fuck your students and you get drunk.
As much as I would love to continue a discussion about theology, as someone who does not study theology, Pam Bondi had an atrocious hearing today.
This is a crazy segue.
It wasn't even a segue. It's just I'm done here.
4 minutes. That's it.
It's like we opened with prayer yesterday, Ryan. I mean, how much prayer can we?
It's a great. Yeah, I don't want to hear shit anymore about swearing.
You can't.
It's just a prayer. I'm just doing an opening prayer for the podcast.
Right. Well, you can't swear though. Because well, exactly why you can't swear we're going to talk about today, because Pam Bondi, just atrocious hearing on Epstein. But I think to open this up, we have a couple clips. Obviously, when we have a congressional hearing, and we have the attorney general involved, the one who was just a part of some of the most atrocious, maybe one of the worst years an attorney general would have. Like, if you go in with the thing with previous attorney generals is I might have had no expectations for them. But when you come in on the final years of Trump and you're a pick and Trump's running around talking about draining the swamp and the Epstein files and all these things, and you have the year that she has had, it's easily one of the worst I can think of. I would expect attorney generals picked by Obama or Biden to be atrocious, and of course they were. But when you're really hoping for something, it's that much more disappointing. So we do have a handful of clips here, and it's just, I just don't know. If you look around and at some point, Trump is to blame for this. Obviously, he's the president. It's the buck stops with him, right? This is basic leadership. At some point, when you look at people like Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, and they're all absolute failures, and they're still employed by the "you're fired" guy, you start to think Trump is the one pulling the strings as the president, right? Isn't that what you would expect? If they're not doing the things Trump would want them to do, he would just fire them. Kash Patel, you're doing a shit job. I said we were going to release 16 files, and you haven't done it. Pam Bondi, you haven't done it. Guess what? You're both fucking out. But that's not what's happening. So make no mistake, as bad as Pam Bondi is, as bad as Kash Patel is, as bad as Dan Bongino was, the reason they all kept their jobs is because Trump allowed them to keep their jobs. So with that said, we're going to hop into a couple of clips here. The other thing I noticed in these clips, it would make sense for there to be high emotions because of the nature of the content, right? But the way these people are acting is not people with high emotions. It's just flat out childish. So there's it's not really like the big picture here by any stretch of the imagination, but it was something I noticed. Like, every single one of these people was just absolutely childish. So here's the first clip of the absolutely atrocious Pam Bondi hearing. And the reason I set this clip up first is because, as you'll see, she's going to state something here along the lines of, I'll answer the questions how I want to answer them. And you'll see she absolutely means what she says when we start watching other clips, because she goes completely fucking off the rails. It's gonna be a good one.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
By the way, that's a completely fair question, right?
Is she going to start this with first of all?
It's
like, is she literally going to say first of all, like a fucking snotty bitch?
Oh, hold, you'll love it.
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're
theatrics
answer the
are
question
ridiculous.
the way I asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
My time.
I think it's very interesting.
And you can
when
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they indicted,
time, Mr.
the president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will be in order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest. So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45 seconds,
I am
Mr. Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you, because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler.
All right. My time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators has she indicted, is 0. You have been the Attorney General for a whole year, and your DOJ fired the lead prosecutor of this case, sat on evidence this entire time, and claimed falsely last July that there were no more leads. It took an act of Congress for you to finally release part of the Epstein files, and when you did, you included personal information about the victims while protecting the names of abusers.
Time of the gentleman
None
has
of the perpetrators have
expired.
been brought to justice, but enormous resources
Time
are
of the
dedicated
gentleman
to
has
pursuing Trump's
expired, and
It's
obviously
clear
there
that
was-
under your leadership, the Department of Justice
there
no
was
longer
no
works for
question
American
in
people.
there.
It works
Order
for Donald
respond to.
Trump.
I would fucking blow my brains out if that was my workplace. Or punch somebody.
That's
why. That's like that back to the guy about me swearing.
Yeah.
He can say I'm like dumb. That's fine. I have common sense, and at some point, I know that this is just like lipstick on a pig, and I'm just tired of eating bacon, even though it's tasty. I would punch everyone. I would get up and punch that guy in the fucking face, or her in the face, probably, because I'm an equal opportunity employer, David.
She clearly had no interest in answering the question, and he
Are
clearly
Republicans applauding her for like?
Well, so here's
Isn't
so kind of it's a split. Honestly, it's a very split group, as the Republicans have been for quite some time now.
you mean the people that voted Republican at least?
Yeah, the very like MAGA people very much think Pam Bondi was kicking ass out there, and I honestly, as we watch these clips, you tell me, but I don't know what the fuck they were watching. I really don't. In this clip here, she was never going to answer that question, for the record. She even said, I'm going to answer the question how I want to answer the question. Well, it's fucking good for you, but if you're not answering my question, then but it is a two-way street, because at the same time, like, the guy clearly had no interest in answering question. Every time you get these congressional hearings, it's always like a bunch of people just grandstanding. They're not interested in getting to the bottom of anything. They're just looking for clicks and clips.
Yeah, they use it as like a campaign.
Yeah, so
campaign drop.
Yeah, so I don't really want to give him any credit either. To be clear, but she certainly gets no credit. And he is making a point here, a very valid point, which is they've done nothing. The FBI, the DOJ, they've done nothing with the Epstein files, and they've had all the same information that all of us have now digested within a very short period of time. When were the files dropped? Last week? 2 weeks ago? In the span of a week.
We'll say 2 months and give them time.
Well, it definitely hasn't been 2 months.
Let's give them 2 months, Dave.
In the span of a week, the community here has gone through 3 million documents. We're still going through them, obviously, but gone through 3 million documents and found all types of shit that, quite frankly, anybody who was worth anything at all would have started digging into. There would have been lines of questioning. There would have been people dragged in front of, like, there would have been something happening. I gotta find out. I really need to find out why, now, thanks to Thomas Massey, we know who it was. A sultan of a foreign nation was sending torture videos to United States citizens. I'm really going to look into that. I'm very curious. I'm very curious why all these rich, powerful people are so interested in pizza. That's something I think I'm a little curious about. I'd love to know a little bit more.
Oh, this is just not pizza, Dave. This pizza from this one pizza bar.
And tuna and jerky and all types of items of food. They're just they're foodies. They're all big Yelp reviewers. I'm gonna find out
They make them Yelp, all right.
The FBI, the DOJ, their own documents listed Les Wexner as a co-conspirator. Then they redacted it when the files had to be released by law, which, by the way, they released late and still haven't released all of them. Then they redacted his name, stating that, and released a document that blank blank was a co-conspirator. And then the FBI was running around, Kash Patel himself was running around and saying that it was not a sex trafficking ring. That's an official officially released statement from the FBI that Epstein was not involved or the head of a sex trafficking ring. It was just Epstein, just Maxwell. Even though their own documents show Les Wexner as a co-conspirator, which they redacted and then had to unredact again, thanks to Massey. So, but thanks to Massey, they were released, and then thanks to Massey again, they were unredacted. And they went to the DOJ redacted. So then their own attorneys couldn't do any investigations. And Pam Bondi was overseeing all of this. And now she's going to come in front of us and say, well, I'm going to answer the questions how I want to answer them.
Which is why you're okay with redacted documents being submitted to you to begin with.
Well, as you pointed out correctly, it's clearly by design. It's compartmentalization, right?
It's literally the definition for people to say that the government's not compartmentalized. That literally was. And here's the thing: the Trump administration is showing you how much compartmentalization is actually happening.
And it's going to happen. It's in a way that's kind of the reason they want the government to be large, right? The bigger it is, the more they can compartmentalize all the information, the more there's going to be a handful of people who have access to the information, but none of them will allow the other people to have access to the information.
And you got to think Trump's really good at setting this shit up because he's really good at setting up LLCs that feed trust, that feed this, that feed that feeds this. Like he knows how to it's basically like funneling money through an offshore bank account, but you're just making a government agency to dodge constitutional law.
Funneling information through offshore information accounts. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing.
We'll call it data if it makes Silicon Valley more relevant in this conversation. You know, if anything, Alex said it's an info war. Well, what are bullets in a war, David? But information now, if we're in a war of information. And if there's a war for your mind, kind of gnarly, which is why they can just get up here and just say, I'm going to answer the questions how I want. No, bitch. Honestly, I may not like Mr. Penguin there, but he was elected by the people of the United States of America. And as far as I'm concerned, he is supposed to be one of the most powerful people in the world, not you.
I do forget often that I work with people much younger than me. And I made a Mr. Freeze reference earlier.
Well, like from Batman?
You said something about Penguin and it just made me laugh. But yeah,
Danny
completely
DeVito,
over no idea. I said, yeah, it's like this old movie. Your opinion aside, my opinion aside, whatever. I think it's fucking awful. But Arnold Schwarzenegger played the villain, Mr. Freeze, and he was just full of bad one-liners. Like that was the whole point. I don't know if
it's time to chill.
Chill out.
Chill out.
That's what they call a cold shoulder.
I am my wife.
It's
my heart is frozen.
It's like a room full of writers sat down and they weren't interested in writing like the whole movie. They've more focused on coming up with as many bad one-liners as possible for Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is funny because he didn't have the ability to deliver them anyway.
Dude, all I remember growing up for Arnold was get to the chopper, and I'll be back, and I'll be back. And those were the three. That was Scrawny Man, Weakman,
yeah, it's awful.
That's all Arnold had was one-liners, dude. That's what made him.
Do you remember growing up? There was the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Here is a.
The 90s were crazy.
What the fuck were we all doing?
It was the last real time we're like, all right, let's figure this out. We had guitars and the internet. We're like, all right,
at the same time, we're like, we're gonna skateboard and then we're gonna go dial up and chat with each other, instant chat.
We're gonna ride my bike.
If you think about instant chat, it was kind of crazy because like back then we were all outside on our bikes anyway. Like by the time the dial-up connected, I could have rode my bike to my friend's house and had a full-blown conversation in person.
I had to pay for texting, but I could fucking send you an AOL instant messenger for free.
I got in so much trouble because I didn't understand like phone bills, right? So I was just like texting. I didn't fucking know.
Dave, privileged fuck.
I didn't know how
Privileged
phone bills
fuck.
worked.
Call me after 9, dude. It's free, bro.
Yeah, right. So I didn't know any of that. I was like 13 or right. But I figured it out real quick. So they're like, holy fuck, what the hell did you do? And I'm like, I don't know. My friend texted me. I texted him back. I don't fucking know.
10,000 text
I didn't know.
messages, David?
Well, I
Dude,
don't remember
texting
how
was a
many it was,
problem in school, bro. It was a problem.
Here is a perfect example of Pam Bondi answering the question however she wants, right? Her words, not mine, her words. Just keep that in mind. And you know the funniest thing about
Well,
this
we've
clip?
already begun to remove the rebel, so.
The best part about this clip is we've talked about this very thing very specifically in the past.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan.
I'm kind of wondering what the Dow has to deal with Jeffrey Epstein and him may or may not be harbinging young women for global elites to fuck. But if you want to talk about my retirement, I could care the fuck less about retirement because I have to get there first, okay? Like I have to make it to 70 without dying from bullshit with plastic in my water or fucking stuff to lower my testosterone or you cutting the tits and the dicks off our kids. I have to worry about all that stuff. I also have to worry about the cost of living rising outpacing the average wage, depending on what you know, depending on this is all we have to worry about. But you want me to wait on my retirement because you want me to put money into 401ks and stock market so that you can invest more money in these companies and make more money yourselves. But then here she is talking about how he's a good stock trader, as if she's not admitting that it's all an inside job to begin with. And the very thing that you're leveraging is that when I get a chance to die, I'll have millions of dollars instead of giving me millions of dollars now so that I can live my life. How about you give me all my retirement money up front as a front and you let me leverage that in my old age?
We do have in the chat the Pam Bondi fan at 2525 BJ. That's a lot of BJ. I think she's a lawmaker slayer. This bitch takes no prisoners.
Well, do you want a courtroom or do you like actually want laws? Like I'm not a lawyer, right? Like I've never, Dave and I have like once again, you want a lawyer, go talk to one of the lawyer people on YouTube, like that you're not coming here. What I'm telling you is like, it's not good if we make a law room like a fucking reality Instagram political reel. Because this is just a soundbite to get cycled for fucking Trump during a midterm coming up. I genuinely want to know about the Epstein files. I don't care who breaks the story. I don't care if it gets a Democrat elected president next election. And that's the other thing, David. You would think there would be more push. Right, like this is like back to the compartmentalization thing. You can obviously see where all the pieces are falling, Dave, to your point about how she's responding the way she wants because Trump is telling her to not tell them anything. Unless they didn't know anything to begin with, right? Unless this even supersedes, maybe Dan Bongino and everything that they saw was blacked out as well.
Well,
You know
maybe
what I
because
mean?
remember we talked about the super. What was the like super access or something at the FBI? Like certain users.
Yeah, it was
have
invisible
ultra-
folder. It was literally like
Sure.
written in clear
Sure.
ink that you could only see
And
with
if you
a
can give people, if you can restrict access to files in certain compartmentalized, even within the FBI, it was compartmentalized, right? Perfect example.
Dude, they said even if you were on the same computer, you wouldn't know that the document was there because you didn't have access. Like it wouldn't even show up as an option, a viable option.
But if you can, you want to talk about fucking conspiracy theories, Ryan? Here's a conspiracy theory. We do know that they do this. They will restrict certain users and the access they can obtain. Is it possible they also will give different information to different users?
Well, they're the fall people. They know they're the scapegoat. You think they don't know they're the golden calf? Like, everybody's just trying to play the game. When you really think about this is just a game of hold the bag. Hot potato. I mean, think about it. No, Department of Justice said this said this. This is in the union. We call this hurry up and wait, David.
You said something about maybe she's just kind of answering or not answering on the orders of Trump. But she absolutely.
I'm not saying that Trump is in her ear or he went up to her and said, listen, here's what you're going to say on these questions. When he went to him and said, like, look, you know what to do and you know how to keep everybody out of trouble. Like these people, look, if it's compartmentalized at black bars, you don't think they're batting for a team? Or if they're worried about 401k, what about the inside brownie points with the president?
Well, yes. So to that point, though, we're finding out as this goes on, because I have another clip that this kind of relates to. But she's really she's swinging Trump talking points, right? We've heard Trump say this himself.
The 401k stuff is literally a Trump Republican. If they bring up anything, go to the stocks. Mention the stock market, because that's what old people care about, right? Because that's literally all they care about is the 401k and fucking pension plan right now.
Yeah, well, so before the files were even released, though, when people were calling for the files to be released, which they had to call for, even though Trump ran on releasing the files, he said, listen, it's all a Democrat hoax. We should be talking about the stock market, right? That was like the talking point. That the Epstein files is a hoax. It's a big distraction from the great job that the Trump is doing on the economy.
But if you look at the economy, David, it's only big tech right now. It's Facebook and the data centers.
Well,
if you remove them out of there, our stock market
is crazy.
We'd be in a recession if you didn't have a tech sector that was getting government. They're getting government money.
Markets is great.
But they're getting government money, David. It's a fake economy. It's a literally fake economy. Right. If the government dumps a shit ton of money into an David, it was basically like buying points, David. They gave a whole company money so that they could build something which would create wealth from all these other companies, because trickle-down economics, right? Like when I open a business and I have to create the business, all the contractors have to eat, and all the battery companies and so these data centers that get built and all the companies that build that and all the construction and all the Caterpillar and all the delivery drivers and all the stock workers, but it's building the economy. Like I literally drove around the other day. I've been driving to Rochester. Dude, there's so many solar farms and there's some big ones. And I looked at somebody and I was like, dude, they're going to build so many of them fucking things that no matter what they cost, they have to maintain them.
Well, I'm glad they did something in Rochester.
Like, because I will tell you, dude, like it's not about efficient. I know we looked at the efficiency of them, but like just at a practical standpoint, they built an economy and this is what they mean about new sectors of the economy get built all the time and we can't project that in the future and blah, blah, blah. But like solar or renewable energy or building solar farms didn't exist 20 years ago. You know, it wasn't like a viable thing that was mass produced. Now there's probably like 100 to 200 farms across New York State. And they're going to build so many of them that you literally have to just keep investing money in it. And it doesn't matter what's going to cost, because you have like.
Well, that sounds good for the stock market, which means who cares about global
pedophiles? I'd sink the stock market. I care. Sink. Take everything. I don't really care. Like you're.
Thomas Massey got a chance to get after Pam Bondi here, and you know, we kind of mentioned the old Trump talking points. Here she goes again.
Respond, and then the gentleman can move to the question.
My time. Within 40 minutes, you asked me a question. Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out
where
of
he's
over
listed as a co-conspirator.
Okay. And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get. You're a politician.
Gentlemen,
you need to get on
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the rules here.
There is no credible information. None.
He goes on to play Kash Patel, saying that there was no credible information in the Epstein files that would prove that there's some big conspiracy in a large sex trafficking ring with global elites, right? But of course, we do know, thanks to Thomas Massie, because the Epstein files got released thanks to Thomas Massie, and some of them were unredacted thanks to Thomas Massie, not Pam Bondi, not Kash Patel, not Donald Trump, not Dan Bongino. Thomas Massie is the reason we can see all this. We do know that there was evidence of a sex trafficking ring. They listed, the DOJ listed Les Wexner. Not me. I didn't do it. They listed Les Wexner as a co-conspirator. And I'm the conspiracy theorist running around saying it's a global pedophile ring.
Hoaxist, David. They didn't say conspiracy theorist. It's hoax.
I'm pushing the Democrat hoax, of course.
Because obviously, David, words are important. It's not conspiracy anymore. It's just a hoax. It happened, just not with me. To which
and her response to her
Trump
failing to do her
it.
job and lying
Trump.
is that Thomas Massie, the only reason we can see the things that Trump campaigned on us seeing, has Trump derangement syndrome. And Trump, of course, is pushing to get Thomas Massie unseated by dumping a bunch of money into the swamp. Basically, I mean, the guy ran on draining the swamp and releasing the Epstein files.
Swamp.
When he didn't release the Epstein files, Thomas Massie said, "Fuck you, I'll make sure we get them released." And he did.
Dude.
And because of that, he wants to replace that guy with the swamp that he said he was going to drain.
We should make a meme of Obi-Wan and Anakin from episode 3 when he's like, "You become the very thing you swore to destroy." And it will be Trump. And then on the other side, Obi-Wan will be like America with like a MAGA hat on. It says America first. You know? That's Revenge of the Sith, dude. It's literally out of Star Wars.
I have another clip too. I don't know 2525 BJ obviously being one of them. I don't know how you're watching this and you're cheering it on. Like, yeah, go Pam Bondi. Who's the Pam Bondi fan? Trump clearly is the Pam Bondi
fan.
I would have fired the fuck out of Pam Bondi. I wouldn't have hired her in the first fucking place, but I sure as fuck would fire her now.
Maybe some of these people have Trump believing syndrome.
TBS.
They just believe everything.
Ooh,
yeah,
TBS used to play all the great reruns.
They just believe everything he says.
Neither is healthy, by the way. Neither is healthy. TDS or TBS, as we have just coined.
Or CB, PBD, and WXY and Z.
Politician worship is never healthy. You have to take everything on a case-by-case basis. Let's look at every individual policy. Let's look at every little thing. How did Trump do on the Epstein files? Fucking F. Abysmal. It's so bad. So bad. Campaigned on releasing it. Didn't release it. Hired a bunch of people who won't release it. Actively covered it up. That's about as bad as it gets. How'd Trump do on the economy? Pretty good. I think it's a halfway decent economy. Could be better, but it's not bad. It's definitely trending in the right areas. How did Trump do on the border? Excellent. Outstanding. How's he doing at deporting people? Maybe my standards are too high. Maybe my expectations are too high. I wish it was more, but not bad. But I'm not going to sit here and defend every Trump policy, and I'm not going to sit here and thrash Trump on everything he does. You just have to go policy by policy. But to go out of your way to just claim Thomas Massie has TDS because he was the only, shouldn't say the only reason, a lot of people voted for this, but he's the big catalyst in the fact that we can currently today see Epstein files. Pam Bondi, again, in her own way of answering things the way she wants to answer them. No MAGA movement hearing would be complete without claiming somebody is anti-Semitic.
I didn't didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once when he was.
Weak sauce.
And
I will say, to this point, I'll give her credit on one thing. We have the good and bad Epstein list, right, of all the people who were good and bad on Epstein. Pam Bondi's bad on the Epstein list. What a shock. To her point, I give no credit on the whole good list. You will not see one Democrat on here. I give them no credit for using this as a political ploy to try to take down Trump. Every Democrat who is calling for it now, not a single fucking one of them was calling for it to be released under Joe Biden. So they don't get credit from me. If I'm going to give Pam Bondi any credit here, it would be this point specifically. But
Dave, to your point, this makes me wonder about like the stuff that they both have hidden on each other, that they both have been doing, that they both, like insider trading's an easy one too. Mm-hmm. But like they're not going to point to it because like, oh, he's fucking a kid. Like, well, dude, you're fucking a kid too. It's like, well, all right, touche, dude. It's like a draw. It's like it's like a constant Mexican standoff with like pedophiles. So like, what is like shit that we don't know about?
Well,
like somebody murdered somebody. There's just assassination. They're assassinating people, like, or fucking each other's wives. Dude, did Erica Kirk drop her picture of her and Charlie Kirk in the studio? Did you hear about this?
I did hear. Hold on, we got to finish this clip.
Sorry.
Done. I paused the clip. The clip's not done.
So I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
is
Jewish.
I
just want to be clear. Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
My time.
Really?
The committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
The ranking member knows that.
Didn't see one.
Why is everything anti-Semitic nowadays?
I don't know. That makes me think it's like set up. Like it literally makes me think. I
don't ever remember everything being claimed to be anti-Semitism. Actually, I do remember everything claiming to be racist. Like I remember everyone was racist at one point.
Racist was bad, and
it is switched. Like
the Jews
there's people flat out hard R-ing on the internet, not getting called racist. But like anytime you criticize Israel and like any policy of Israel, it's like anti-Semitism. It's like, all right.
Well, David, sure. I was called a Holocaust denier. The Holocaust denier for asking how many bullets they used, but what the fuck do the Jews have to do with Epstein? What are we talking?
Well, funny enough, if you read the files,
the Rothschilds are in there too.
Well, the Rothschilds are in there, sure. So is a former prime minister and the current prime minister, actually. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was in Mossad. Epstein actually met Ghislaine Maxwell through her father that he met.
So
did I mention her father was in Mossad?
So he met the handler for the not-existing pedophile ring that he ran through. So, hold on.
Yeah. There was something with an
so a Mossad's agent's daughter was madam for a non-pedophile ring, globally connected elitist.
I mean, you could say that, but it'd be unfounded, Ryan, to make that claim.
Unfounded,
even though it's in
unfounded. It's literally in the fucking documents they seized from the guy's David, you're acting as if like these documents were like artificially generated or like.
No, it's a hoax.
This was a hoax, clearly a hoax, David.
6 million documents were all a hoax.
6 million documents that they got from the computers from the man's house in question that we're describing.
Yeah, all a hoax. Actually, I heard...
And the daughter of the said Mossad agent already served time and is serving time for allegedly...
running a sex trafficking ring that didn't exist. I heard Ian Carroll make an interesting point on this.
It's got to be... Women got to do it because they don't rape the girls.
I don't know.
Well, they don't have like that lust fact, right? Like men are like controlled by our dicks,
Well,
but like women just are
Ghislaine
do
was
it for the game. They just do it for the game, Dave. They're just
well,
like,
Ghislaine
I'm in it
actually
for the
was in on
money.
some of like the massages and the inappropriate touching too. Actually,
I mean, I'm not saying they don't, but you know what I mean? They're not, it's not the same thing. It's like a
um,
power thing for women. It's not like a sex thing.
Ian Carroll made an interesting point about the documents, right? So we've talked about this many times, right? There's 6 million documents. That's what we're told, at least. Who knows? It's not like I'm sitting there counting the fucking documents. There's 6 million documents. We have 3 million. Obviously, there's 3 million to go. The documents that we have received have been heavily redacted by God knows who, but somebody. But the point Ian Carroll made, which is one I never even thought of, Epstein was told in advance that they were coming to his house to search documents. So he had like a week, 2 weeks, whatever the time period was, to dispose of as much stuff as he could. So like if there's 6 million documents, but we only have 3 million, and actually most of those are redacted, so we can't even see them anyway. And that's only of what we collected, because for 2 weeks he got to destroy evidence. It's so much worse than we think it is.
Dude, what if Epstein didn't kill himself is actually true because he's alive and he faked his own death? And that's why they allowed the meme to even get big to begin with. Like, what if allowing the meme to propel everything it was their way of psychopathically rubbing it in their face that they openly didn't kill a guy, but they said they killed a guy and he's now alive on a fucking island?
And remember, of course, they have to tell you what they're doing. So by saying he didn't kill himself,
If
he's still alive,
he's alive. He didn't kill himself.
And there was that report in the Epstein files where
yes, this is what I'm saying. Yes,
there was a fake body, and then the real body was transported somewhere.
And they
else.
didn't know how the news got there. You know, like they just.
The only thing I will say that I'm slightly curious about, right? Because we've used this point against
it's so
the
crazy.
Epstein.
This whole thing doesn't even make any sense. It's
we've
literally spoken it out so many times. It's like it makes less sense the more it goes on. It makes less sense.
We've said this before. The only thing about the Epstein might still be alive thing, there was a third-party independent audit that I've pointed to before, because this is the guy that was like, absolutely not. This guy did not kill himself. No chance. There's manual strangulation. He was murdered. And the official narrative was, the other autopsy was like, oh yeah, he just hung himself from a sheet sideways from his bunk bed or something. It was dumb as shit. Oh, by the way, the noose we found was not the right noose, and we don't know where the real noose is. Like, so much. Oh, the cameras failed, but actually the cameras didn't fail. Actually, we have the footage. I'll release it unedited. Oops,
Super edited.
It was edited. Like, oh, the camera didn't work. Oh, the camera actually does work, but it's too blurry. Like, we've been told so many different.
We're blacking out the names to protect the victims, but the names that we're blacking out are not victims' names. And then when we get those redacted, they're co-conspirators to child sex trafficking rings. And then there's also international elites sending pictures and videos of torture to United States citizen.
Yeah. Who was
completely normal.
was he? Who's Bin Salman? Wasn't he Saudi Arabia, who we were doing arms deals with? They're friendly with the United States. Also, something with the Saudis, because somehow tied into the Las Vegas shooting, perhaps. This is a conspiracy theory, of course, right? It's just so
cool. The guy with the ungodly amount of ammunition.
Yeah. Well, of course, he lugged it all up to his floor himself, and then
65 years old.
That the
65-year-old retiree.
There was no holes in the windows that he was shooting out of. Also, he bolted himself from the outside of the room, the inside of the room somehow. There's so much. That's what I mean. Like, when we get into these things,
I didn't know that one.
Las Vegas shooting. Oh my God, there's so many fucking things. If you start looking into the Vegas shooting, none of the stories make any fucking sense. None of it.
I stopped paying attention. I stopped paying attention after when I tried hearing them justify him lugging that much ammo up there.
You're like, no fucking way.
There's no way.
No fucking way.
No. Like, in what, suitcases? He had just suitcases. Did they show he had like tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition and like all these guns? Like, how the fuck you brought that in a hotel? Up the emergency
the other
exit
thing too is like, if you're gonna
to like a 20-floor building, would you fucking take the elevator?
He's gonna commit. Well, the floor he was on was also owned by the Saudis. There's so much, dude. If you like actually really deep dive into it, it's the worst. It's the worst false flag ever. Like, no chance it's true. None. The official story has a 0% chance of being true. The 9/11 thing has like a 20% chance of being right?
There was just a
20% chance of the main story is the real story. Las Vegas shooting, 0% chance. It's not possible.
There was just a dude in Canada, transgender, was going from guy to girl, killed his family, killed his parents, went to school, killed like 20 students, killed himself. Happened in Canada like yesterday.
Yeah. Yes.
People are losing their shit, dude.
Yeah, the Vegas shooting. There was a couple of things. One, the police body cam footage. The mainstream narrative, the story is he was up on the whatever floor in Mandalay Bay, and he was shooting out of the windows down into the concert area, right? The police get up there, their body cam footage is looking around, the windows are all intact. How is he shooting out of intact windows? That one thing right there completely disproves the main story. Like right out of the gate.
Magic bullets.
Magic bullets can now teleport through glass.
I mean, energy weapons, David. Maybe they were the microwave bullets.
Yeah, he was deadbolted inside of his room, but the deadbolt was on the outside of the room. Also, he was staying with 2 or 3 like mystery girls that I'm pretty sure the names weren't quite identified, if I'm not mistaken. The story I've heard that kind of makes sense, the theory that I've heard that kind of makes sense, is that he was actually there to do an arms deal. That would make more sense, I would think, than he was there to shoot up a concert.
And then what happened with the shooting then?
Well, it was an arms deal gone wrong. This would be the theory. And it had something to do with the Saudis. The Saudis are somehow tied in. They own that whole floor and up at that hotel, that particular hotel. So, this is like, we could go super in depth on it, but like, this is just some of the theories. Honestly, I haven't heard a theory that makes perfect sense. I'll say that, but I absolutely, without a doubt, the mainstream story makes no sense. You can't make it make sense. You can't. And they completely stopped asking questions about it.
Honestly, those people were probably shot from a drone.
Maybe like the Mexican drones that were flying over El Paso.
Yeah, like the ones that used in the raid. I mean, they said that shot 300 rounds a second or something. That's only possible from like a fucking helicopter. I heard one of the things with the Las Vegas shooting is the range and the spread of the shots that he was doing for that amount of fire per second, like his rate of fire from just hammering his bump stock band, right? The Trump bump stock band.
It's not possible. They were full automatic.
Yeah, there's no way, and you wouldn't be able to hold him steady like that. I mean, whatever. But I mean, drone technology is crazy. The thing could have been right in front of the crowd, shooting them 5 feet from him, and you wouldn't even know.
Okay. So some witness testimony, and it's not always accurate, but just there's multiple witnesses saying the same thing. Sometimes you're just looking to see if the stories line up. People were saying that the shots were coming from the stage. A lot of people testified that the shots sounded like they were coming from fully automatic rifles. Now, not everybody knows what a fully automatic rifle is. The average person might actually hear.
I don't know if you're going to hear a firearm in a concert when it's from a fucking building.
From all the way from a building?
Yeah, from like how far? You know what I mean? Like
it's
they're a football field
area,
away.
Yeah, it wasn't super far. I mean, it'd be pretty loud, I would think. But yeah, people were identifying them as fully automatic. And again, the average person who doesn't know shit about guns probably can't tell the difference between a fully automatic and a semi-automatic with a bump stop. But still, still, the mainstream story makes no sense. It really doesn't. There was something with drones too, and a helicopter, and fucking it gets fucking crazy if you really go into it. Ryan, you'll like this. Benjamin, or Bibi as they call him, Netanyahu, has signed on as a member of the Board of Peace.
Really?
We said this. We said this when
the guy
Jared
that
Kushner
murders women and children, and
we said this when Jared Kushner did his removing the rubble speech in front of the Board of Peace. 1984 fucking nailed that. Add another one to the check. War is peace.
Peace. Peace. War is peace. Huh?
Freedom
peace,
is slavery.
Peace, peace. You know, freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength.
The fucking Board of Peace is crazy.
That's right there. It's right in your face. They don't even feel bad.
And speaking of Bibi Netanyahu,
BBLs.
He BBN actually. He also met today with Jared Kushner before meeting with the President Trump tomorrow, which is it makes sense. I definitely would meet with Jared Kushner before I met with Trump too. Also in the Epstein files, unrelated, Jared Kushner is pulling the strings for the Trump campaign, Trump presidency, I should say. But it's probably redacted, compartmentalized, made up Democrat hoax, of course.
Jared Kushner, the one married to his daughter.
Yeah.
So Ivanka's running the White House.
It's even funnier. Just Jared Kushner would be pulling the strings, but he bows to his wife. So actually,
yeah. Well, she's sucking his dick. I mean, like, really. I mean, she probably pegs her husband. Let's be honest.
I don't.
I'll ask the real questions, people. Give me to Washington. I will ask Ivanka.
That would be the congressional. Ryan, we can't ever be in Congress. I hope you know this. There's no fucking way we'd be allowed in Congress.
They wouldn't let me in Congress before I did this podcast.
Dude, if you think I'm going to let Pam Bondi start talking about the stock market when I'm trying to talk about a global pedophile ring with ties to multiple nations' intelligence agencies.
I'm throwing chairs. I'm
there
punching
ain't
her.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
I'm coming across the desk. We're not talking about the NASDAQ right now.
I bankrupt the stock market.
Holy shit.
Sell all your slaves like Thomas Jefferson did, and then fuck them. I'm not doing this. Yeah, it was literally like a little PR stunt there. I mean, good media training. You know, you can tell Trump likes her, or Jared Kushner likes her.
Big fan. Ivanka's a big fan.
They look just alike. I mean, now that you say that, now that you say the Jared Kushner thing, fucking, can you pull them side by side?
Hold on. I'm just curious. In September 2020, Ivanka Trump joined Pam Bondi, then a prominent Trump ally and former Florida Attorney General, for a fireside chat event in Tampa, Florida, discussing topics like the president's accomplishments and encouraging voter support. They worked together on advocacy campaigns such as supporting Florida's Amendment 13 banning commercial dog racing, where Ivanka publicly congratulated Bondi and Lara Trump in their efforts in a social media post. Pam Bondi has referred to Ivanka Trump as a brilliant friend in social media posts. Their connections largely indicated broader through the Trump family network. Pam Bondi has long-standing personal and professional ties to Donald Trump, including defending him publicly, serving on his impeachment defense team in 2020, later becoming Attorney General. Ivanka Trump is a senior in the White House advisor during Trump's first term, was part of the same political ecosystem.
It kind of makes me wonder if they allowed Biden to be president so that he could just fuck up the Middle East and then everybody could make money by having new Gaza built. If it's all about stocks.
I mean, sounds good for business, right?
You're giving everybody jobs, right? That's all they care about is getting people to work, David, right? We're going to have Americans work.
I don't know if they're exporting a lot of Americans over there.
I've been thinking about a lot about that lately, about like just the idea of working. It's like, I was talking about cell phones. They have like cell phones for get a new iPhone for life. And it's like, you're like literally just conditioning me to like having to upgrade a phone and have a phone plan forever. So I'm just basically renting something that I'm owning. It's not ownership, but okay.
Well, it's ownership after you finish renting it.
Yeah,
like
but then
it's a
by
rent
then
out.
it's obsolete. I have to like get
Well,
a
you
new
don't
one
have
because
to. You just choose.
well, the
to.
update like kills the.
Well, over time they do, but that's because you're an Apple guy. Androids will still keep going.
I'm not doing this with you. They're just
Lauren
as bad.
Boebert, I think it's Boebert. Lauren Boebert posted, of all the images I've reviewed in the Epstein files, I didn't see a single pizza party. She might be a slut, but she's a real winner.
No, she's looking for that sausage, man. A little pepperoni.
Oh yeah,
she's Italian, ain't she?
I don't. She can be.
Polish for now.
Holy fuck.
I forgot that she was Trump's attorney during the
Dude, every once in a while, Matt Walsh is actually not so bad. He posted the clip that we played with the anti-Semitism clip, where the two Pam Bondi and whoever else it was, the two girls who were just arguing with each other. Matt Walsh posted that, and he put, "It's hard to believe now, but for most of American history, Congress was filled with high IQ men who were extremely articulate and took their job seriously." Holy fuck.
That is crazy, ain't it? Like, what was it? Just like after World War II when the commies won? Allegedly.
Maybe.
I mean, think about it.
I don't know, Ryan. What do you say?
Thou used to speaketh like thiseth, David. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble. No, David, of course. Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Look, you've never done it like that before. Normally, you kind of do a thing. You wind us out.
Yeah. Look. The summarize at the end. The summer Ryan at the end. The summer Ryan. I'm a fucking lyrical
You
miracle
must do it
spiritual.
all in Mr. Freeze puns.
Do I have to speak like Arnold?
You have to chill out.
We have to chill out with Congress's inability to be unfrozen.
Way too well enunciated.
Unfrozen. Look, Pat Bondi. If you can't tell, look, you know what pisses me off is I actually voted for the guy. I voted for this. Okay. So I kind of take it personal because we were all lied to, but I was specifically lied to. I don't like the idea that the attorney general is talking political talking points when the idea of these positions is to obviously be apolitical, David. We continually see the collapse of the Constitution, and it's very interesting. I think I talked to my dad the other day about how we're going to be in a constitutional crisis soon. And it seems very apparent that if we are asking the people within government, with our government, this is our system, right, David? This is why I can never be in Congress. This is our system. It's not working. And back to Matt Walsh's point, men with IQs and intelligence and diligence and wanting to get shit done so that they could go home to their families and live a life that they want to be left the fuck alone about. I don't have time to sit here and listen to you regurgitate bullshit political talking points. It makes me believe that even more of this shit is fake and even more of it is just smashed up paper mache to just prop up the failing presidency that he has unwinding at his feet here. I don't care how many new Gazas you build, it's a failure.
I just wanted to. Real quick. For whatever reason, it bounced into my brain, and I had to ask Grok. Take this as you may. Pam Bondi has no children. I don't know why. That's the first thing I thought of. Is
she married? Is she married? Or was she married?
No, she's not married.
I don't think I have to say another word. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the only podcast left in human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most. And I will see everybody for misogyny later.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.
Not married is hilarious.